Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the Ice Dragon Rayron VR. Today I got another manga spotlight to showcase for you guys today. This is Dragon Drive Volume 1. Had this book for a while, however, I was talking with one of my moderators over on this particular channel on the podcast, the Icy Layer, and one of my moderators stated that she thought she had a particular manga that no one else had, and come to find out, I actually had it. So this is kind of also a request video. So from our mods, Yellow White Rose, we got Dragon Drive. So we were talking about it, and finally read through Volume 1, one shot at it one night because it is a really good manga. So again, Yellow White Rose, shout out to you. With that, let's go ahead and dive into Volume 1 here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back here, and we'll go from there. All right. Reggie Orsa thinks he's no good at anything, especially schoolwork. Then one day he's introduced to a game called Dragon Drive and gets his very own virtual dragon named Chibi, small and weak. Chibi appears to be as a big a loser as Reggie, but after their first battle, Reggie realizes there are maybe more to his tiny friend than meets the eye. D-Break, Reggie and his best friend, Maiko, are in for the fight of their lives when they take on an experienced Dragon Drive player who boasts that he'll win the match in just 10 minutes. Once the game excuse me, I cannot talk right now. Once the game begins, Reggie and Mako are quickly cornered in a construction site, forced up a giant crane. The two friends are about to become pancakes when a tiny dragon pulls off an unbelievable feat. All right. So this is Viz Media. It is rated A for all ages. I think this is the first manga that I've actually reviewed an A for all ages. So definitely, you can show this to anyone. So with that, let me go ahead and turn it back over here. We've got Volume 1. So with that, guys, I will be talking about spoilers. So again, if you don't want to get spoiled, then feel free to watch this video at a later time. But with that, we're going to go ahead and dive into it. Let's take a look at our particular... Let's see, I can't remember if this has table of contents or not. So we do. We've got, so for the particular chapters... Again, I love it when they have unique chapters like this. So they got stages for the chapters, and so we got stage 1, D-Break, stage 2, Dive, stage 3, Revenge, and stage 4, Awakening. On the front cover here, we have our main protagonist. We've got Reggie, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing this. I'm trying my best with Japanese names, but I struggle with it. And then we got a cute little dragon here, which is Chibi. So with that... we're going to go ahead and dive right into it. So we got our main characters, Mako and Reggie. The game, again, they're, as the back stated, school friends that they're basically trying to go through school. And Mako makes a deal with Reggie saying that, hey, if you can borrow the notes, then you need to get introduced to this game. And Reggie has this problem where he tries to start a game, but he gets really bored with the games, and so he quits it and moves on to another one. And so his friend Meku tells him about this particular new VR game. Best way I can describe it, it's a VR game called Dragon Drive. Basically what it is you got this like phone device that has a particular card. The card is the animal that you are selected with. It looks like from the game mechanics that you're only partnered with one dragon card, but I'll have to read more volume to see if that still holds up or not. But for now, that's just the way it's being presented. And so everyone gets like these really cool, awesome, huge dragons as their first animal. And then our main protagonist here, Reggie, gets this little guy right here, and he's essentially sleeping when he's introduced. Kind of funny, kind of cute animal. And we kind of get our first exposure to how the game works. So they sit in these particular chairs that are basically VR. You go straight into the game. But again, what's interesting is that this particular VR, again, I get kind of sort of online type of feel with this. That if you get injured in the game, you get injured in IRL. Seems to be one of the rules for this particular story. So at least there's stakes involved. But we start to see, with the exception of defeat, if you get defeated, you come out of it just fine, which is a little quirky. But again, not you can't put death in a rated A manga. But anyways, we start to see our several battles throughout the manga. So we kind of start to see the journey that Reggie and Chibi go through. We are presented with 4 battles, but there's a lot more because within those 4 battles, there's 30 additional battles that he loses, which we'll go into here in a minute. So going with the first battle. And so he goes into the first battle, and he realizes that he doesn't know exactly what to do. He's basically running away from all these other dragons. His friend Meiku tries to... no, Major's not in the first battle, to my understanding. He is fighting another friend who's kind of jealous of him because he's with Meiku, so jealousy there, sure. But anyways, the guy is really cocky, or not necessarily cocky. He just wants to get vengeance, essentially. But anyways, beyond the point. He is basically running because the other dragon is definitely a lot bigger than Chibi here. And so just when we think he's going to get defeated, he basically has the power to, it's kind of a trope, but if he has the power to believe that this dragon Chibi can be better, Chibi gets that ability, friendship. It's not really defined yet because that's still part of the mystery in this volume, exactly how Reggie's able to connect with his Chibi partner and basically give Chibi power like super bonuses. And essentially this happens twice in the first battle where he believes that the Chibi can really fly, and then he gets the ability to fly like crazy overpowered. And then when he's cornered, he believes that the Chibi dragon can do this fireball, and just like that, when he believes it, the Chibi gets that power and then just fireballs the opponent away. So he essentially wins the first battle. So even the gaming administrators of these particular challengers, battles, royales, whatever you want to call them, they were wondering if he's particularly cheating or something, because they can't believe what's going on with this particular partnership. So very interesting. And then we go into the second battle, which is basically he is facing a very cocky second-ranked player, and he's also with Meiku on this one. And so that second best player of the game is able to corner and challenge our 2 protagonists here. And just when we think that Meiku is going to get defeated by the player, Reggie finds the ability and strength to... he gets on top of a building and then jumps off of it to try to save Meiku. And then again, he believes in his Chibi, and then Chibi gets the abilities to defeat the other player. So again, we're starting to see this trend of there is a special bond between our main player here and Chibi. And it's not really explained yet. The admins still don't know exactly what he's doing. And so it feels like it gives off the vibes that there is a particular like chosen one kind of trope going on with this particular manga, because one of the administrators couldn't believe that, could he be the, and it doesn't really say like the one or a hacker or whatever. So it's still a mystery. It's still a mystery of what this ability they have. So with that, we go into our third battle, which is basically the rematch of the jealous friend. And this time, the admins gave him kind of a twist. They put in an NPC wild monster, ground type dragon, I believe. And so our 2 fighters have to work together in order to get rid of that monster. Now, in order to get rid of said monster, I forgot to mention that Reiji, between the battles, was able to get experience and get special abilities. And so with the abilities, it's basically these, again, it's on a card, digital card type of thing. And so when all seems lost, our chibi here learned a special ability to elemental shift, which was able to transport and shift the ground type dragon, if I remember correctly, away from them, and they win the day. So very interesting dynamic between that. So. And then after the third battle, they go into like a montage of him going through several other battles. It is quoted that our main character here lost 30 times. I wish we could have seen more of that a little bit instead of writing it off. They're saying, oh, you just, Meku goes to Reggie. He's like, man, you lost 30 straight matches in a row. Well, I wish we could have seen that a little bit more so that way we can feel the impact of him losing to that and seeing the grind and so forth. I wish we could have seen that a little bit, but it's more of a write-off a little bit, and it seems a little bit rushed, but it is what it is. And so we go into our fourth and final main match of this particular Volume 1. And so our main guy here is going to go up against the best player in Dragon Drive, which is Hikaru. And Hikaru, goes in, and and then the main announcer. It feels like, to put it in perspective, it feels like an esports arena. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of it here. So give me 1 minute, and I'll see if I can find it for you guys. But the atmosphere is definitely a virtual reality esports arena. Is the best way I can describe what the game looks like. Let's see here. Just give me a hot minute. Okay, so this is kind of an example of the arena. So you got this big TV here where the audience can see their participants that are fighting each other inside this virtual world, and then they go into a kind of seat thing right here. So now you guys can see that this is the contraption they gotta be in order to go into this VR arena. So yeah. So our main protagonist has to go up against the best player. And then there was another opponent that came up to bat against the best player, and that was the second best player. I can't remember the name top of my head, but we got this three-way battle going off. You got the main champion, you got the runner-up, and then you got the newbie. And as you quite expected, Reggie kind of just sits back a little bit while the number one and number two battle it out. And what's interesting about this is that Reggie gets to see kind of the strategies that the best player in Dragon Drive uses, and he gets to analyze that. He gets to observe that. And obviously the second best player loses, and then it's basically him versus Hikaru. And then he pretty much has the epiphany that I'm going to get my butt kicked. And needless to say, our little chibi here puts up a good fight, but not good enough. But it also got the attention of Hikaru. Now, Hikaru, this particular character, doesn't talk. He's just, he puts up a good fight. And so now we start to see that, okay, we see it in the eyes of Reggie that, okay, here's the journey. This is the best guy. You got to see what the strategy is. And it was going to be, I think it's a big turning point in his character arc, especially in this first volume, that he understands now what it takes to be the best. And now he's got to work towards that. So, and that's pretty much where this volume 1 ends. So overall, I really enjoyed this manga. I love the typical trope that you've got, a human character partnered up with a creature character. This reminds me of Pokemon. This reminds me of Digimon. I love those type of animes, and this one's right up my alley. Obviously, dragons. I love dragons. So this is going to be a very fun manga, I think, to continue on, and definitely one that I'm going to try to get. It's a little bit more of a rare manga. I can't remember exactly. Let me see if I can find the date, the copyright date for this. I don't know if it's here. So the copyright date was 2001. So it is It's up there. When Dragon Drive was originally copyrighted. The manga edition came out, first printing in 2007. So originally created in 2001, this one came out in 2007. So very interesting. Very, very interesting. So again, right up there. It would not surprise me if either Pokemon Digimon was inspired by this or vice versa. I think Pokemon came out first, and this could have been inspired by it. But again, that's all coincidence, so potentially. But yeah, I really enjoy this manga. A good one that I'm definitely going to continue reading. So with that, guys, that is all I have for this spotlight of Dragon Drive Volume 1. Again, if you have any manga suggestions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And who knows, maybe I'll feature it in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe if you like it. If you guys want to support my work, there's links down below how to do that. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.